Hello everyone. So in this video I want to do a unboxing of Frontpoint Security's newest I guess security central hub. They basically call it Frontpoint Hub, and it comes with a keypad. So that replaces the last generation touchscreen control hub, which I had over here, and I did a review for about 2 years ago when I bought it. The reason I got the newest hub is because I'm gonna flip the control hub back, my old hub back, and as you can see, you see the bulge over here. The battery inside of this hub actually started to go bad, I think a couple months ago, and it started bulging out, and that's kind of dangerous because you don't want the battery to catch on fire when it fails. So I called Frontpoint, and without any questions, they actually offered me the replacement, which is their newest Frontpoint hub, at no additional charge. So thanks to them, I got the newest hub. And today I'm going to do a unboxing and a quick setup of the hub to replace my old control system. So basically they're going to mail me a return label, so I'm going to return this back to them, and instead I'm going to have the newest hub. So the new trend in security systems is that with I think what's it called, Simply Safe or Adobe, they're coming out with a central control hub, which basically had a, I guess, wireless sensor building. And for most other parts, you don't actually need a central like touch screen. Basically, you just use your cell phone, which is actually what we prefer. We basically log our systems, use our cell phone pretty much 100% of the time. I rarely touch the touchpad over there. So with the concept of moving to a central hub with no touch screen or anything, I think it should be more reliable, and also it reduces the possibility of something goes bad on the touch screen like what I had before. So I actually just installed the Frontpoint app on my iPad. I'm basically going to go through the setup on the iPad and see what's going on and what's inside the box. They sent me this little instruction that says basically grab your phone or tablet, and you have to visit the setup page on your phone. You can't do it on the computer. I tried it on the computer and it doesn't work. Or you can do it on your mobile app. So if you go to equipment setup, and I should be able to, as they said, I should be able to set up the new hub. And when I called, they said I don't have to add any sensors. Maybe the only thing I need to add is light control sensor and the door lock by calling Frontpoint, and they should be able to add those for me on the phone. So the rest of the sensors should already be set up and ready to go in the hub itself. So basically, I'm gonna open up the let's see, I'm gonna open up the Frontpoint app, and I'm gonna log in really quick, get ready for the setup and unboxing. And it says step 2, so I would assume if you buy this, this hub actually comes with a whole bunch of sensors, as a package. So this is a step 2 in that package, but it doesn't really apply here because they give me this as a replacement for my control panel. Out of the box, so I would assume this is the keypad, and they already opened the packaging. I guess is to program the keypad for my system and have it ready to go. So it's not like super sparkling brand new, but it's new. So this is what the keypad looks like. It's a little plasticky pad. Ooh, it's actually already had battery installed. I think this uses AA batteries, if I remember correctly. And take off the peel. There is a plastic protective cover. So it's kind of reflective. So it looks pretty nice. Looks kind of modern. And also this kind of a soft rubber touch thing gives it a kind of vintage feel, like the old telephones, kind of same feel over here. The thickness is about this thick, not as bad. And on the back they give you a what's this? Just a generic double-sided tape. So basically I would assume you peel this off and you stick it onto somewhere. I don't think you should stick this onto the wall, because when you peel it off later on, the paint is gonna peel off altogether. So I think this is best to be put on a glass. You know, if you have a glass door panel or things like that, or maybe right next to the window, maybe. If as a last resort, you can probably put it on the wall, you know, if you don't want to ever remove it. Okay, so this is the touchpad, very basic, very simple. Bunch of numbers. You have your disarm over here, you have your stay and away. This is a panic button. If you press this too, it's panic. And I think if you press 4 and 6 altogether is for medical emergency. There is 2 lights. This is like a warning light, and this is like battery low light. And this is also a LED. The little Frontpoint sign is also a LED that lights up and indicates the status of the arming status, I would assume. So keypad away. I think the most interesting thing would be the hub, although I don't think there's anything we can do on the hub. It's pretty much just a little thing that sits there. So this is the hub. I'm gonna move this packaging aside. All right, let's see. Open it up and see what's inside. So like a lot of other smart hubs, this is just a square box. It's kind of similar design as similar surface material, like a polished like a plexiglass as the keypad. So there is coherence in the design, which I like. It's white, very white. And if you look at the side profile, it's slightly curved. On the back, of course, your you know, barcodes and anything. It's a model number FPHUB1, so Frontpoint Hub 1. I guess this is the first generation. I think they just came out with this like last month, so I'm not sure if I'm the first one doing the review of the hub, besides what they had put there on their website. So it will be interesting to find out how the hub works. System feature guide might be helpful to look through. So basically different arming status. If it's armed away, it's going to be red. Stay is going to be orange. Disarm, green. And panic button. So if you press the pound and the star for 3 seconds is to call the police. 4 and 6, as I said before, is for medical. And 7 and 9 for 3 seconds is to report a fire. You have to remember those though, because it doesn't display on the touchpad. So keep in mind of that. To access sound or LED brightness settings, so you have to control everything through the Frontpoint Hub, the Frontpoint app. I guess this is the app now is going to be your central, you know, control everything kind of a deal. Instead of using the touch panel, you're going to be using your app mainly for everything, which I like. It's quite simple and it's easy to do. So system modes, as we said earlier, different colors indicates different things. Blue means needs attention, so there might be a problem. And also the keypad will be synced and lighted blue. So I think the keypad have the same status indicator as the central hub. Learning mode I think is white, so it's probably pairing with the sensors. Possible system issue, okay, sensor tamper, and cellular communication trouble, sensor malfunction, sensor low battery. So this is all I think what it would say. I'm not sure if it would announce it, you know, through the voice, or it would tell me in the app. Like, this is something that's not clear. We have to find out later. And the setup page is pretty simple as well. So sometimes if your light, if the sensor shows blue, which means it needs attention, you can also force arm it. So to force arm, you basically press all those buttons twice, you know, to force arm your home with problems indicated on the hub. So that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna, let's see, what else is in the box? Maybe there's some stuff. So it comes with, interestingly, a network cable. The thing is, I don't have any network connectivity around where the hub was placed the last time. So this is like a basic Cat 5 or Cat 6e cable. I could, since it's a it's a hub now, I could basically put it right next to where my actual network hub is, and just sit over there so people wouldn't know where your control panel is for the security system. Let's see. So I'm gonna put the cable aside as well. And what's in the box? Might be batteries. No. Oh. So actually the hub requires constant battery. I mean constant power. So it's a 12-volt adapter. Yep. And I think they have a built-in battery inside, which would keep the system running for 24 hours in times of a power outage. But you actually need constant power to power this big hub. So then I would think that this actually runs on two AA batteries, as they said earlier on their website. Okay, so I'm gonna peel this off just to take a look. Because why would you have a plastic stick on top if it looks really nice? Look at that, it's beautiful. Reminds me of Apple design. But again, the material used is not as sophisticated as Apple, but it is a nice material. It's mainly plastic though. It's pretty much all plastic. And this touch panel sells for $299 if you actually need to buy the whole system when you're actually just starting your security system from Frontpoint, that is. Those are the speakers, I think. Speakers and the alarm thing on the back. Okay, so I'm gonna put this away. Actually find a place to plug this in, and then we can set it up and see what's going on. So as a reference, I have my old panel right over there. I actually am in the equipment, the Z-Wave control device setup page. This is for the smart home features, so the light sensors, the Z-Wave power switch, and the door locks are all over here in this page. So from what they told me on the phone, every other sensor, standard sensor like door sensor, fire alarms, flood sensor is going to transfer automatically onto the new device. The only thing that doesn't transfer is the light sensors and the door locks, the Z-Wave control devices. So I'm going to go ahead and delete those devices during the setup, while I can add those devices back into the new hub through the setup page on the Frontpoint app in my iPad. Now the iPad, because it have a bigger screen, the setup might be slightly different from if you're actually using a cell phone, but all the features should all be there. So you just gotta find it somewhere in the setup in the app. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. There is really not much instructions provided besides telling me to go to the setup page on my Frontpoint app and then go to the equipment setup over there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to plug it in and see what's going on. So this is the first time I'm ever plugging in this hub. Let's see what's going on. Not sure if there's a power button. Actually, nothing happens. There's not an indicator light either. Oh, there is. Okay, it takes a good like 10 seconds for it to power up. So now it's in white. I think it means it's in pairing mode. I'm gonna go ahead and set it up and see what's going on. Okay, so I'm gonna go to equipment setup. And now it's downloading all my sensor data, I would assume. Let's see how long it takes to download those. I mean, fast forward those footages, if necessary. So, the sensors, let's see. Okay. I don't even think I need to activate any sensors because look, it's already activated for me. So if you're transferring, like if your old panel, if you're doing transfer from your old panel, maybe you have one of those Android device touchscreen, maybe you have the even older Simon XT device. If you call Frontpoint, they're gonna transfer all the sensors over here automatically. So it's already transferred. When it's green, it means all the sensors are ready to go. So I think the only thing I need to set up, as they told me when I get this device, is actually just actually delete all my Z-Wave sensors, which is right over here. So I need to delete all the home automation sensors from the old panel, and then I'm gonna set up those on the new panel with an app. Hopefully I don't have to call them. Okay, so we'll see. Let's go ahead and delete the. No, I'm not even sure if. Yeah, maybe it's best for me to call them first and see what's going on, because right now the status tells me that the system is ready. So I don't really know. Maybe it can work with both devices, maybe not. We'll see. Okay, so instead of calling them, I'm actually gonna go ahead and test to see if all the sensors is already paired up with, the new hub. And what I did was I just turned off my old touch panel. So now the central control thing is all gonna be contained in the new hub. It's not connected. All the sensors are not connected to the old device now. It's gonna be in the new device. So let's test it out. I think the first thing I'm gonna test is actually see if my door lock works. So let me see if I can unlock my, actually let's do unlock the front door. It doesn't look like the sensors added to the new hub, because now it just stuck over there. Let me test if any of the sensors are connected to the new hub, if there's a voice prompt for me. So obviously the sensor is not working, because I can hear that my door haven't moved, So let's see, maybe the back door, okay. Let me test the light. So I'm going to turn off the light and see if it works. Nope. So this light which is right over here is still on. So the sensor are definitely, the home automation sensor are definitely not paired. Okay. Let's test the rest of the sensors.
Door closed.
Looks like the rest of the sensor is working.
Door opened. Door closed.
Okay, so that's a voice prompt. So good thing it have voice prompt. Let me open the window and test.
Door closed. Door opened. Door closed.
Looks like the naming is totally messed up, because that's a window, that's not a door. So something you might have to do is actually rename all the sensors. Let's try this one.
Door closed. Door opened. Door closed.
So yeah, I think all the sensors are there. Let's see. let's see my history. And interestingly, all the sensor notifications are not shown in the security system. So I think I still need to go in and customize all the sensors to the new system and figure out what's going on with, you know, the sensors all naming messed up. And then I'm going to have to figure out how to add the light control device and my door locks back to the system. Okay, so I'll come back and update. Okay, guys. So what I did earlier, when I turned off the video, I actually was trying to turn off this system and figure out what's going on. But the Z-Wave is not working, but all the sensors, all the rest of the door sensors are working just fine. What I'm doing next is I'm actually gonna go to the control panel over here and actually delete the Z-Wave home automation sensors altogether from this panel. And then I'm gonna call Frontpoint and find out how to add those home automation sensor back to the hub. Okay. Interestingly, all the commands that I sent earlier actually went through this system from my old touch panel, not from the new one. So that is interesting. So now, okay, I have to turn the light back on. All right, so I'm gonna turn the light back on. Obviously, it's still connected to the old panel. Let's go ahead and delete all the sensors.
Enter user code.
So you do that in the settings over here, which you have to enter a passcode that you already set. I'm going to go to installation and home control devices. And I'm actually going to remove all the device right over here. So it's trying to remove. Okay, good. Now all the devices are removed. I'm going to call them and find out how to add them back to the new hub. Okay guys, so I just had the chance to properly set up all my sensors with the new Frontpoint Hub, and it actually took more than an hour to get all the settings, you know, done properly and all the sensors paired to this new hub. The reason it took so long is because with the old touchscreen panel, I can do everything on my own. I can just go into settings and add things. With this thing, you have to do everything through the telephone. So the customer service rep from Frontpoint have to actually add each sensor for you. It's a lot of hassle to add individual sensors if you actually didn't buy the sensor from Frontpoint. And on top of that, the voice prompt is very limited. This feels like a huge step downgrade compared to the touch screen that they offered last year or until a couple months ago. The only downside for the touchscreen is the battery went bad. The interesting thing is I found out that actually some company online still sells the battery replacement for this touch panel. So if you are still in the market to get a replacement battery for this, because your touch panel might have the same thing as mine, which have a bulged battery, you can get a replacement battery and just replace that. I actually very much regret getting the new Frontpoint Hub because there's no customization whatsoever. There's no control to the hub. There's very limited online customization in terms of, you know, voice prompts, the volume, and some very basic stuff. It feels like the old Simon XT to me, instead of like the newest technology where you can add everything on your own, like some other companies. Because I've been doing some research on, you know, different security, you know, security systems, and the new trend, of course, as I said at the very beginning of the video, is to use a hub to control everything that you can just basically add fairly easily on your cell phone. With this Frontpoint Hub, I can't add anything on my cell phone because I have to call them every time there's a sensor being added. And in terms of pronouncing different sensor names, it's also very limited. They only have a preset amount of names that they can say, and the voice is very harsh, like compared to the touchscreen, which used an Android system and Android text to speech. So the sound over here is much more neutral, natural sounding, and also this one you can customize for it to say any kind of words that you want. So I was fairly disappointed after the phone call with Frontpoint, and I have to do 2 phone calls with them to get all the sensors paired, because apparently a couple sensors didn't transfer, and the home automation sensor right over there also requires extended setup. Also, to set up all those automation sensors, you have to physically move your hub all the way to the sensor, which is a huge hassle, because on my old system, I don't have to move it at all. Like, it detects the Z-wave signal from really far away, and I can do this super easily on the touch screen, you know, in the setup control panel. So in a sense, if you're looking for a security system nowadays that's super easy to set up, and you don't want to buy sensors from any other places, if you just want sensors from Frontpoint, you can get the whole system set up for fairly good price. But if you're like me, who is really into DIY and adding your own stuff and doing your own, you know, maintenance and customization on your home security system, I would say you should probably want to consider stay away from Frontpoint. I know before, when I had the touch panel system, I really loved, you know, the customization capabilities of the Android supported system. Now with the new hub, there's nothing. There's nothing you can customize. Very limited in terms of adding new stuff. Very limited in terms of speaking the sensor names. And now I can't even have my door, you know, I can't even get the info from my door's locking status. On the old one, it would tell me my Z-Wave door, like if I unlock my door, it would say on my old system that the front door is unlocked. And if I lock it, it'd say front door is locked. Now on the new system, it doesn't say anything. As you can hear, it doesn't say anything. The only thing you hear is when I open the door, it makes a huge sound. It pronounces the front door in a big voice.
Front door opened. Front door closed.
And yep, that's the only thing it says. And I have to change some of my sensor names because of the limited capability of the voice system in this. So for example, over here, I used to call this my sofa window, and now it can only say certain names. So if I open this,
East living room 2 opened. East living room 2 closed.
and that's pretty much what it can say. So it actually sucks. Like, I think next year I'm gonna be considering a new system that's actually fully self-customizable, like some other companies. I know there are a lot of companies nowadays offering similar system with a central hub and a whole bunch of sensors. At this point, I'm fairly disappointed at Frontpoint for offering this very, like, it feels like it's not even fully baked system for $300. This system doesn't worth $300. Like this worth $300. I would pay $300. I would pay $300 for this touch panel system, because right now it still feels way ahead of this little hub that they just offered me as a replacement. So there's my little rant. Regarding of the video that I did previously, I was really excited to receive this hub, but obviously it's not to my expectation. So I have to live with this for another year. I think at the end of the contract, I'm just gonna cancel the system, actually cancel the contract, and then start researching for a different home security system. Because right now I'm paying $50 a month for their ultimate package, which includes the home automation and the light control. So those are all additional. If you add videos, it also includes video, but I don't use their own video system. So It's fairly expensive, and now you can get a very good home security system self-install with everything for like I think the monitoring starts at $15 to $30 max. It's already $20 cheaper. The initial cost is going to be a lot more because I was researching. So initial cost for all those systems with the amount of sensor that I have is going to be around $500 to $600. So that is going to be a big upfront cost next year when I'm considering upgrading the system. At this point, I'm just going to use it as is and live with it. I'm disappointed. So this concludes this video. So if you guys have any questions about the new Frontpoint Hub, feel free to ask me. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Maybe you're looking for, upgrading your old touch panel, which I highly, strongly suggest. Please don't do that. The old touch panel is so much better. If you're in the market looking for a home security system, I would suggest you go research for some other companies that actually offers the hub with fully customization options, so you can add the sensors on your own, and then you can choose the different levels of home monitoring that you want. Or you could just use the system and not choose the professional monitoring at all. So if the system does detect some sort of intrusion, it will tell you on the cell phone, so you yourself can decide whether you want to call the police or not. And that's totally free on some of those systems. So that is my 1 cent. If you guys again have any questions, feel free to ask me. And thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button, and I'll try to come out with more similar videos and content for you guys. And thank you, and take care.